Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a great day. So when I started investing in the stock market, one of the things that I wanted to do was just as soon as I start learning more about it, reading loads of different books. Like I've always said, I love reading. I've read so many different investment books and normal books, whatever. And I've always wanted to share my experience and then also speak to other people and see their opinion, because sometimes you read something in a book, like for example the Intelligent Investor is a great book, but it's got stuff that doesn't apply to me, so as a Muslim. So I wanted to find out basically other people who have same sort of mindset and background that can actually help me. And it was really difficult to find people like myself, so I started this YouTube channel so I can share that with you guys, and obviously you can share your experiences with me. And so far it's been absolutely brilliant, and I just want to continue that. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody that tunes in into this YouTube channel week in, week out, and helps me creating a good content, because I really get excited about talking about investment and talking about generally the stock market. Okay, I really love looking at different stocks. When I get a little bit of time every day, I sit on my laptop, and just basically sitting on next to the laptop and just doing some research about companies that I don't know nothing about, whatever. And I really get excited about it. So I hope you see that, and I hope you're enjoying the content. And if you are, I just want you to give these videos a like, subscribe to the channel, share with as many people as you possibly can. And again, ask you questions. I always love, when you ask me questions, I always like to respond straight away. Okay, I know this week, because of Eid, I've been a little bit busy, but inshallah, I will respond to those questions that you've asked last week. So yeah, just to share my journey, and I hope you're enjoying the content. Like I said, if you are, please give this video a like. And I've always said to you, one of the things I want to do is just to be transparent, not just because of the stock market, because of other things that I was doing as well. So recently I talked about how I actually bought property, and I've shared with you how much I've actually paid for, where it is, and all that stuff. So if you haven't seen that video, go and watch that one as well. And today is no different. I want to show you today firsthand one of the stocks in my portfolio that I'm going to sell, and the reasons why I'm going to sell. Just in case you've also invested in that company, okay, I want to tell you why I'm selling that stock, and I'm gonna put that money, some of that money, majority of that money, to 2 other companies in my portfolio. So stay tuned. If you like this kind of content, please like the videos and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so the 2 companies I want to talk about, okay, I've kind of hinted this on my last video, okay, when I talked about the watch list. If you haven't seen that one, just go and watch that one as well. I've talked about what I'm going to do with 2 companies, and that is Visa and Mastercard. Visa and Mastercard, I've got them both in my portfolio. One of the things I've noticed in the last few months is, since the market is kind of going down, going up, these 2 companies have done exactly the same thing. And it got me thinking, I'm like, do I actually own the same company but with 2 different companies kind of like? It was really strange. So it got me thinking, and I started looking at the companies in more detail. So I want to compare them. So the orange one is the Visa, and Mastercard is the blue line. Price return, these companies have more or less done exactly the same thing in the last basically year. When we look at the last 5 years, right, they've done exactly the same as well. Okay, last 5 years, these companies have kind of, Mastercard had the upper hand, okay, a few times here and there, but they've actually mirrored each other. When we look at total returns, they've also done the same thing. Look at that line. Just there's not much of a difference in terms of. So one had 136% return, and the other one 200. So not much of a difference in terms of total returns if you think about it. Total revenue more or less the same. Okay, Mastercard again has more growth, so it's actually returned a little bit more than Visa. Net income, okay, again 112 and 116, so not much of a difference there. The next thing I want to show you is, if I can find it, in terms of the market cap, basically Visa is a lot bigger, but in terms of return on equity, okay, 86 and 88. And that is one of the things that we look for when, obviously, as an investor, you want to know what the company is doing with your money and so on, right? So by looking at this and looking at my portfolio, I own those two companies. So I own, let me see if I can find it. There we go. 5 shares of Mastercard, okay, £1,453. And for Visa, I own 1,600 and something. So not much of a difference. But because Visa is slightly cheaper, okay, slightly in terms of price wise, I think they had some sort of a split or somewhere at some point. They seem slightly cheaper, right? They had almost the same. But when it comes to the two companies, I've always preferred Visa. I've always said Visa is, for me, the one I think will have a higher growth in the next few years, the one that has the upper hand, the one that has actually market cap and a lot more market cap and the bigger market cap, if you like. And for me, looking at the two companies, I genuinely do not think it's a great idea to own both of them in the same portfolio, because they mirror each other. They have the same beta. They move together. And even the day when Visa reported their earnings, that's the day when I actually made this decision to sell one of them, because Visa was up, I think, like 8%. Mastercard was actually reporting on the following day, okay? And that day, it was also up 5% or whatever it was. Then Mastercard did the same, and then Visa was up the same. I was like, whoa, this is ridiculous. So what I'm trying to do is, as a portfolio manager, someone who's managing his own portfolio, is becoming, evident that one of these companies needs to go, and I can put that money to work somewhere else. And the one that's going to leave the portfolio is Mastercard. Not because it's a bad company, it's because it actually mirrors. I might own the company in a few years. I don't know. I might change my mind. Okay, I'm a human, right? But right now, I'm up 17%. I'm up 17%, 211 £11 profit, right? Visa, more or less the same, but just the 7% and £100 on profit. So I'm going to sell Mastercard right now, okay, and buy 2 other companies, which we will talk about in a second. And like I said, this is not a bad company. It's probably one of the best companies out there, right? But because they are very, very similar, right now, I don't think it's a great idea to own this company, and I can actually put that money to work somewhere else that hopefully will give me more profit. And obviously, I'm taking some profit off the table when it comes to Mastercard right now. I'm not saying the company is going to go down, but that's the plan. So I'm going to sell everything I own in this thing, okay? And I'm going to send that to the Mr. Market and see what happens. Right, so that is Mastercard possibly gone out of the portfolio. I'm going to do portfolio update very soon as well, just to let you know. There are other things that I'm doing it. So that's now sent to the market. Hopefully it will go through in the next couple of minutes. And what I'm going to do with that money, that's gone now. So that should be now in the market. There we go. Okay. The plan now is to invest that money wisely. And what I mean by that is, now I've made 200 profit, I'm going to look for companies that I'm actually down quite a bit. And one of those companies is actually Adobe. Adobe has been beaten for look, I was buying when it was, I think it was more than that. Let's go to, my average is actually quite low. So let me see when I started buying. So I was buying this company. Okay, so it was around here, October, and it was like 560. No, this one, that's when I actually started buying a lot of it. That 500 there, okay, that was $612 per share at the time. Okay, then went down to about 400 something, so I bought more, and then I bought more, and then I bought more. Okay, so as you can see, I'm being basically bringing it down the average, but I'm still down £350 or 14, almost to 15%. Now, this is one of the greatest companies out there. I believe in it, and now it's going to do really well. Okay, I'm done quite a bit, so it only makes sense to actually bring it down. And I haven't actually purchased anything in the last few months, so I haven't actually touched this. Let's go back again and see one more time. So actually, in March was the last time I bought 2.5 shares. Okay, so April, I haven't actually added to it. I haven't touched it. So now in May, I'm going to buy £500 worth of this stock. So 1.5 shares. We'll send that to Mr. Market, see what happens. Okay, And the reason I'm doing this is, remember, I've always said, okay, I want to make sure I own quality companies. Okay, so that's now sent to the market. Okay, because it's down quite a bit now, hopefully in the next few months, okay, you can see my average is no longer whatever it was before. Did I even look at it? I can't remember, but there you go. So I think it was 500 something, wasn't it? Yeah. Now $486 per share. Okay, so, or 369. Anyway, so what I want to say to you guys is, you need to look at companies in your portfolio that are probably down a lot, and if you believe that company is going to bounce back at some point, it might not be this year, it might even go down 20% more in the next few months, and if that happens, I genuinely will get excited and probably buy more of this company. Most likely I'll buy more of it, okay, and because it's a great company. Right, so the next one, that's one high growth. Next one that we're going to buy, you probably know this already if you watched the last video, and that is Salesforce. Salesforce, I own 5 shares in the other trading tool, not trading, Freetrade. Okay, in fact, let me just quickly show you if I can find the growth. There you go. I own 13.6 shares in total. So I own 5 shares, I think, on the other portfolio. So what I want to do is I want to buy again as well £500 of this company. It's been beaten so much, it's down quite a bit. I think it's got amazing potential. Okay, so I'm sending that to Mr. Market and then see what happens. What my long-term plan is to sell what I have in Freetrade and bring it over here. So once I break even in that portfolio, I'll sell it and move the money over here, probably around the time where it actually bounces back to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so that is another company I've now purchased more of. Okay, I am really happy with that. So now selling Mastercard allowed me now to actually average down into those 2 companies. Okay, and hopefully whatever is left, let me see what's left, £444. I'm going to make a plan, and that is going to go to a dividend stock 100,000%. Okay, because obviously some of the dividend actually, because selling Mastercard now, I think I lost about £10 or whatever it was paying me. So I'm definitely going to buy another stock that is dividend stock that's not in the tech sector. Okay, that's the plan. So I'm trying to reduce, not sell them, but I'm trying to increase the other companies in my portfolio, and we'll talk about that more when we talk about the entire portfolio. Right, that is me done. So the 2 companies, the first one was Mastercard, we sold it entirely. Now we bought 2. I've added to, I think it was 3.5 shares of Salesforce, 1.5 shares of Adobe, and those are the sales that I wanted to make and the buys that I wanted to make today, and I'll let you know more on whatever I do with the next 400 something pounds. I'll probably spend that in the next couple of days, see how the market goes, and maybe there are a couple of companies that are down. I might even add a new position because I've got one company I'm thinking of. I'm doing the research right now that I'm adding to my overall portfolio, so I'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the transparency, and like I've always said to you, what you see is the real money, the money what I really work hard for. My wife and I actually save every penny as we can, and then put that to work every single month, whether it's here, whether it's a crypto, whether we're buying a property, whatever it is, we're trying to invest in basically as much as we can. So hopefully one day we can actually use that investment, the income from those investments, and actually enjoy our lives in retirement, inshallah. Assalamu Alaikum. Take care.